32 weeks to go, middle of August. Bloody hell. These weeks are flying down. We're going to be into 20s now before we know it. And early start, you can see the, look, you can just see the sun starting to come up. Early start, so yeah, we get out and about in the mountains. Last week episode was about feeling overwhelmed, and there's a follow-on from the week before, having something to focus on. It's really, really important that you don't get too overwhelmed with having too much to focus on, and just taking steps back and just being patient with things. So we'll get into what we're going to get into when we get further up, but for now we get out and about and maybe try and catch the sun coming up there. But so peaceful and quiet first thing in the morning. This is why I love getting out early. But yeah, 32 weeks to go. On our way up, the sun's bloody lovely. It's getting a little bit warmer now as well, but spoke last week about not getting overwhelmed with things because you may give yourself something to focus on, and just everything part of life, to be honest. And this week is going to be more about staying patient while you're doing something, or while you've got something to focus on. And this is why these walks work for me. But you can't go doing it all at once, and just being out on up here just makes you realise that, sorry, I can't see a thing, that staying patient with things and focusing on things, and it really, really does help. And it's so peaceful and calm up here. It's important to stay patient, but because things will happen if you keep doing things. Again, it's mad how it works out. One small step will help with staying patient, but we'll get into it more when we get further up. Last couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago I spoke about having something to focus on, and last week was about not getting yourself overwhelmed with things. And this week's I want, it kind of all leads in together. They all work together. This week is about importance of being patient, and it's something it does help me now, that you can't go. You got to be patient. If you're starting something, if you're setting yourself up something to focus on, you can't get overwhelmed with the fact it might not work straight away. You've got to be patient and just. I have, and it depends what you're doing. You might have something that explodes and blows up, and fantastic, well done. I hope that does happen for you, and whatever you're doing, whatever you're starting, whatever you focus on, might blow up overnight. So the patience might not be needed. But if it doesn't, and it's something you truly want to be doing, and it's something you really, really want to do and fixated on doing, just have the patience to make it work, or give it the best shot of it working, and don't be worried if something doesn't go right at the start. You know, you've got to be patient with things we do, and it's part of everyday life that helps me is staying patient. It does now. It does now. Back before the mindset shift and everything, I probably wasn't patient with anything, and it was rushing around and do this and do that, and I didn't have any patience at all, and I was terrible, and my wife backed that up. But the fact I can take a step back from things now and having patience to do things, and it helps with not getting overwhelmed with having the thing to focus on. So like these 3 episodes all seem to link together. It's mad how it's worked. It wasn't planned before I did the focus one. It was just something that's developed and come out from watching them back and editing them, that this is what I want to go into next week as a follow-on from last week. And I just think it's important to do it, and staying patient when you're trying to develop something or do something is critically important. You can't, I've said this before, that you can't go from step 1 to the end overnight. Again, if you have, fantastic, well done. I'm so envious of you, and if you have done that, drop a comment, let me know, because I'd love to know how you've done it. It'd be fantastic to have something to lean on and do. But having patience, if it's slow burner, like my YouTube channel is, I wanted it more, and I think I probably got overwhelmed with the fact it hasn't grown as fast as I wanted it to grow, but it is growing, and it's realising I've got to have the patience to let it develop itself and let it grow itself. And I suppose YouTube depends on what niche you're doing. I don't want to say pushing, what niche you're doing. Mine is my mindset shift, losing weight and going to Everest Base Camp. And this, ultimately, when I talk about patience, I'm going to Everest Base Camp next year. So my YouTube channel, there is people following now, and I'm so thankful for every single one of them that watches, likes, comments, subscribe. I'm so thankful to everybody. And the patience is I'm going to Everest next year, and what will come after that is the man who's been to base camp and how I did it and things. And there's so many avenues to do, and I've got to remember that I'm doing this for the enjoyment. I started it at the start of the year to hopefully help others out with my mindset shift and losing the weight. And I may have got overwhelmed, as I said, about wanting it to go faster, but the patience is starting to kick in. But this is a slow burner for me, and it's important that you have patience in what you do. And if you're going to start focusing on something, you're going to try something, have patience to make it work. And I found myself having more time since the book was finished, and as I said last week about the list and things, and I've mentioned before about I'll do another list in January, but I think I need to have patience with that now, because I'd kind of forgotten that from January to March is going to be about training, focusing on Everest. So the patience needs to kick in for maybe something else in the list, and we'll revisit it when I come back from Everest and see what we can do from there. But having patience for me has helped me develop things and move forward. So don't be scared of taking a step back and having a slow burner, seeing if it. I find it works. You don't force things. I don't force things as much because the patience is kicking in. And like I said about being overwhelmed last week, I think I was too fixated on things, making it happen faster. I want this. No, just have a little bit of patience and remember the reason you're doing it for, the enjoyment, development. Obviously we'd all like a better way of life, but remember the reason you're doing it for, guys. So that patience sometimes needs to kick in. Take a step back, relax, and then just take one small step again. On our way back, this is where I got attacked by flies the other week, bloody nightmare. They're not here today, but I spoke about patience today and how the last 3 weeks have kind of linked with having something to focus on, not overwhelming yourself, and having patience as well. Now, if you are trying to set out and do something, or you are focusing on something, and you've got your heart set on it, and you're giving it your best go, and you get to a stage where you don't know where to turn, you don't know what to do, I'd advise coming out for a walk, because this all of a sudden just gives you the patience to refocus, realign, and get some ideas. I spent linking the last 3 weeks together about having something to focus on. Everest, YouTube, being overwhelmed, not knowing what content to do for YouTube, not knowing what to do. I have got lists of what topics I'm going to discuss in a week. Am I going to fit all that in? Am I going to do this? These videos are coming to an end. I need to do more, blah, blah, and all this kind of stuff. Getting overwhelmed with that. So having patience. These walks every single week, when I come out up in here, the thoughts I have in a week about what am I going to do, disappear as soon as I get up here. It just massively helps. And what I'm getting at is, I can't emphasize enough that if you're lucky enough to have something like this on your doorstep, mountains, somewhere to go for a walk, seaside, whatever you've got, just get out and have a walk. And I'm fully aware that some people might not be able to, and I honestly don't know what to suggest. I don't, so I'm sorry. But if you've got something on your doorstep to go and have a walk, if you can get somewhere that's like this, as peaceful as this, because this helps as well, having a peacefulness. So I couldn't imagine what it'd be like walking around a busy hustle and bustle city. I don't know, but to have something on your doorstep, to be able to get somewhere, if you can, have a go. Don't be put off. Just get out and have a go and have a walk, because it helps my mind, it helps my head, It helps calm me down, it helps me refocus, realign, and I end up managing to come up with something that I want to talk about then, because none of this is scripted. It's just me waffling to the camera as I'm walking on a mountain and sharing on here with you guys. And if it's helping people, fantastic. That really does mean a lot. And the comments and likes and views, subscribers I get really do mean the world to me. And I'm so thankful for each and every person who's watched, liked, commented, viewed, subscribed. It really does mean a lot, and it really does make it worth it. And having patience whilst having something to focus on and not getting overwhelmed really do work together, because if you have the patience and don't get overwhelmed, what you're focusing on can work. You can do it by taking a step back. And again, how it pans out is unbelievable. I never plan it. It's taking a step back and taking one small step to try and improve something, to try and do something. And if it's something you want to have a go at and it's something you're passionate about, have a go. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed, and don't forget the reasons you're doing it for. By having something to focus on, to improve yourself, to improve your way of life, for whatever reason you're doing it for, don't get sidetracked from the reason you're doing it for. Family, whatever you're doing it for, because everyday life happens. It's there. It happens. So having something to focus on, not getting overwhelmed, and having the patience to keep going, all work together. And it's not something I'd planned before I did the focus episodes a few weeks ago. The fact that overwhelmed come the week afterwards, and now this week's about having the patience to keep going, and it's important. So yeah, keep taking those steps. And if you get overwhelmed with the thing you got to focus on, get out and have a walk, do some exercise, go to the gym, I don't know. Just these are all the things I'm mentioning and saying, I'm not advising to do, that help me, that work for me, that calm this down. These are the things that work for me. The gym, walking, out here, being up here, how peaceful it is. It's this quietness I like, peacefulness, the hustle and bustle stops, all the noise just stops. It's fantastic, and this works for me. So if you've got some, oh God, have a go, have a go. Oops. Here we are back. Just had a coffee, settled down, freshened up. Yeah, this week is about patience, and it's on the back of the two previous episodes of having something to focus on. I have my glasses on. Having something to focus on, not getting overwhelmed, and the importance of staying patient. Well, you're having something to focus on, and I think for me, the book is a fine example of me staying patient this year. Prior to the mindset shift, well, I hadn't done the book. I'd never done it. So that says everything, that the mindset wasn't there for me to do it. The mindset changed last year, and I've finished and done a book this year. Now I had stumbling blocks through the book where I didn't know what to do, where to go, how to do it, how to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I took a step back and a few weeks off it and things, and never moved forward, and stayed patient because I knew to give myself plenty of time from the start of the year to get the book finished. And like I said, that's something I've finished and done. And looking at last week's episode about getting overwhelmed, I think I probably did afterwards, because it's one of the first things I've ever designed, finished, done, all from me starting it and doing it. So that was a sense of achievement. I think it's really overwhelmed me. But during it, I had to stay patient, because I was struggling with which way to turn and which way to go. And then I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, and I just left it parked and things like that. And then through conversations with other people, kind of light bulb moments kick in, so it kind of helps. And I think it's the same with my YouTube channel, that I'd like it to be going faster and bigger and more and more and more, but it's patience and remembering why I started at the start of the year. And from the conversation with Lee Christmas Eve regarding it could help others, well, I hope it does. And I get some comments kind of backing up that it is at times. So that's brilliant for me, that it is reaching people, that it's helping, so it's fantastic. And I think since the book's been finished, I've probably been overwhelmed and wanted more and more and more, and it to develop and go like this, and it's not going to happen. So, like I said, it might do for some people, and some people are different. And I think it's brilliant that if it's gone faster for you, fantastic. And if there's anything you can give me guidance on, I'd really appreciate it. So drop me a comment and let me know how you've done it differently, and I'd really like a conversation. That'd be amazing for me. So, you know, there are people out there that it does, and it's important that my message for me stays the same going out there, that it's about what's helped me and staying patient in the thing. And I've learned more about that over the last 3 or 4 weeks than I realized that I needed to. I didn't realize I needed to. So the last 3 or 4 weeks have taught me that since the book's been finished, because I've been feeling really overwhelmed about it. And the patience from the walk today, from doing it, from being out and about, has given me a clear focus and guide on the best way of doing things, and for now. And this thing's not going to change. And as I've said, I spoke about the list, and the list that I did at the start of the year. Now, it's not till now thinking about it, I'm probably giving myself a little bit too much to do at the start of the year. Next year, we're doing a list. If there's something comes around that I'm passionate about and I want to look at doing, and I think can be beneficial to me and my family, then I might look at it. But the full focus for the next, what we in 7-8 months, not necessarily now, but after Christmas, January, is about giving myself the best chance to get to Everest Base Camp with training. So I'll be documenting the training, the eating, the shitty struggling early mornings, the battle with myself about not wanting to get up. I'll be documenting it and putting out there and sharing it so you can see the struggles are real. And I think that's important. So that's about staying patient. And if there is a list, if I do pick something that I want to do next year, and I can do it in between that it doesn't affect the training element of things to get to Everest, I might look at doing it. But otherwise, I think things will get parked until middle of April, till after I'm back. And I think that's probably the best thing to do, because I don't want anything distracting or taken away from what is undoubtedly going to be a tough trek to get there. And I don't doubt it. I might have underestimated, I don't know. But the fact I can see I need the patience to kick in is going to help. And it's important. These last 3 weeks have all kind of linked together. And as I said, it wasn't done intentionally before I did the focus one, but they've kind of all linked together. But the focus one led on to not being overwhelmed, led on to having patience. And I think it's been really good. And I'm glad I've done them over 3 episodes and not done it over 1 episode. I think it kind of been good to do it over there. But so yeah, that's this week's episode about patience, and we'll be back again next week. And we're getting closer to September, and that's birthday month, so we're getting closer there, and we'll start getting some plans out about what footage is going to be going out through October, November, December. We know what's coming in January with the training plans from January, February, March, and then we'll be documenting the Everest trek. We'll be doing that, so that'll all get documented, and I'll try and get posts out from up there, and then there'll be full episode or series or whatever we do afterwards with videos going out. So we'll do that. But the back end this year, I'm just still ironing a few things out about how I want it to develop and how I want it to go, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'll keep them for now. But I got a rough few ideas about how we're going to do it, and it'd be nice to keep the walking videos going. But if the weather's not on my side for doing that, then there's the option of just doing it here, just me sat here talking as much as I can. But I will try and get as much walking videos in as I can, because they help me. But yeah, but for now, that's been this week's episode about patience. So we'll be back next week and see what we get into there. But for now, thank you guys.